Is your kitchen looking a little cluttered? If so, I have 12 items that I think you can totally get rid of and that you do not need. So let's get started. So what I will say, if you're embarking on simplifying your kitchen, get a box and go ahead and put things that you think you want to get rid of into that box. Then when you're done, go ahead and put the box away. Don't touch it for a month or two. And once you've gotten past a month or two, think about it. Did you actually go to that box? Did you need anything in that box? If the answer is no, you can get rid of everything in the box. I have done this many times and it works really well because sometimes you get rid of something and then a month later you're like, oh no, I need that. Did I do that? First thing that I think you can get rid of and that you do not need are appliances you don't use. So think about the appliances that you use every day. Maybe it's the toaster, the coffee pot. I have a bread machine that I use at least twice a week. Those are things that we should keep. However, I also used to have a quesadilla maker, a rice maker, even an Instant Pot, and I never used those items. They were literally just sitting, gathering dust, and it was just stuff that was cluttering my kitchen that I needed to clean. It didn't make sense to keep them, so I got rid of them. Or even appliances that only serve one purpose, like a rice maker. All it does is make rice. Kind of think about if you've got appliances that only serve one purpose, you could probably get rid of them. Next are extra pots and pans. When you think about it, we have a family of 5 and there are only really 3 pots and pans that I use on a regular basis. However, we probably have like 12 pots and pans in our drawer. So if you've got the same issue, you can go ahead and pick what are your 3 top pans that you use? What are your 3 favorite pans? And those are the ones that you keep. The others can be given away, donated, put them in that box, or even just move them to another part of the house. Next is extra dishes. I have just my main set of dishes, but then I've also got dishes that I've just kind of accumulated over the years. Graduated from college, I got a set of dishes from my parents. Then my mom gave me my old family dishes from when we were kids. And then one of my friends gave me her set of dishes when she got a new one. And before you know it, I have like 4 sets of dishes. Nobody needs 4 sets of dishes. We are 5 people. We do host holidays here from time to time. We have enough for the people who come for our Thanksgiving dinner. We do not need multiple sets of dishes. So those are things that can go because those are things that are cluttering up the cabinets. They're taking up space. And the thing about stuff, you own stuff, but then there's a point of where you own too much stuff and then your stuff owns you. So you just need to think about that when you're deciding what to get rid of, how much stuff you want to have. Okay, the next thing to consider getting rid of to declutter your kitchen is Tupperware, extra Tupperware. I think a good tip is to sort of standardize your Tupperware, have everything look the same, and then go ahead and get rid of anything that just doesn't belong or extra stuff, things without lids, things that are ripped, things that are broken. Another tip I have is when you're storing your Tupperware is to store it with the lid on. This tip seriously has changed my life. I use Tupperware dishes every day and it used to be such a pain to have to go look for the lid or the bottom. I would have in my mind, oh, I want this particular dish, but where is it in this mess? Now I kind of store everything with the lid on. I agree that it takes up more space, but if you get rid of the Tupperware that you don't need, you will have plenty of space for the Tupperware that you do need. The next item is sort of decorative things on your countertop that you really don't need. This could be like decorative cookie jars or, those little canisters that hold different things. If you're not using them on a regular basis, if you've got cookies in them every day or you've got your coffee in a decorative container, that's fine. But if you just have these decorative things and they're sitting in a cabinet, not being used, it may be time to consider getting rid of them. Okay, this one is something I think everybody struggles with, but it's extra coffee mugs, right? Like we all have tons of coffee mugs. I don't know where they come from. I have so many of them. And the funny thing is, I pretty much use the same coffee mug every day, or like the same 1 or 2 coffee mugs every day. I'm not using all of the coffee mugs in my cabinet. So my advice is to get rid of the coffee mugs that you don't use. Go ahead and donate them. Put them in that box that I mentioned if you're worried, but no need to hang on to 30 different mugs. Another thing to consider getting rid of is like if you have like plastic dishes or like plastic dish items. We have 3 kids and we used to buy all these plastic dishes, plastic sippy cups and tops, and we've still got a ton of them. It is time for me to completely clean this out. I need to get rid of the plastic dishes, the plastic mugs. Everybody's using real dishes at this point. My youngest is 6, so I just need to kind of get rid of those. We've got a ton of like non-matching lids, non-matching bowls, and it's just taking up a lot of useless space. Okay, another thing to simplify your kitchen is to get rid of duplicates of utensils. So sometimes people have like 5 wooden spoons, 2 rolling pins, 10 spatulas. You don't need all of that. Just pick your favorite spatula, your favorite rolling pin, your favorite wooden spoon. Unless you're using multiple utensils a day, you don't need more than one. So my advice is to just pick the one that you like, and that's the one you keep. Okay, this next one's gonna be a little bit controversial, but if you've got one of those big KitchenAid stand mixers, it may be time to consider donating it or giving it to somebody. I know that they're really pretty, a great thing to sort of see on your counter, but how often do you actually use it? I used to have one and I ended up giving it away. I found that it was too difficult to bring it out, use it, and then clean it. It was such a pain. While it looked really pretty on the counter, it only ended up taking up very valuable counter space in my small kitchen. So I ended up getting rid of it, and I honestly don't miss it. I use a hand mixer if I need a mixer. I truly don't miss the KitchenAid stand mixer. So if you still have one, you may want to consider giving it away. I think that it made a big difference in my kitchen. Okay, number 10 is extra pot holders. Somehow these just grow in a house. I started off with a set when we got married. It was like on our wedding registry, and now we have like all different colors and kinds of pot holders. Again, I don't know where they're coming from. Things just kind of come into the house, but it is time to cull down the pot holders. I think we only need 2, right? Like we have 2 hands, 2 pot holders should do it. That is another thing that you should consider minimizing and sort of getting rid of. You don't need so many pot holders. Along the same lines, dish towels as well. I mean, how many dish towels do you need, right? Like I would recommend just thinking about how many you need in a week and just cutting it down to that. For us, we probably need about, I would say about 10. You know, I have 2 dish towels out each day and I throw them in the wash daily, and I do the laundry twice a week. So I would feel safe having 10 dish towels. You kind of calculate how many you need and just go ahead and donate the ones that you don't need, or get rid of the ones that you don't need, because it's just, again, a pile of towels in your kitchen that's taking up space. Okay, my last item is cookie cutters. I love holidays. I love holiday themed cookies, holiday everything. But I somehow have hundreds of cookie cutters. I used to buy like the Christmas 100 pack of cookie cutters, and then the Halloween 100 pack of cookie cutters. And then of course the cookie cutters are everywhere and they're so, tempting, but I don't use them. I use like 5 Christmas cookie cutters and maybe 2 Halloween cookie cutters. So if you're the same and you have tons of cookie cutters everywhere, my recommendation is just to pick the 5 to 10 cookie cutters that you use most regularly and that you love, and donate the rest. Then you're sort of decluttering your kitchen and thinking about the things you don't need and what to get rid of. I think there's a couple things you can ask yourself. Look at each item and say, do I use this? And really just think hard, do you really use this item? And be honest. And then also think, does this item have more than one purpose? Can I use it for multiple things? If the answer is yes, then maybe think about keeping that item. But then also think, do I have another tool that also does this item's purpose? And if the answer to that is also yes, then think about donating the item. You don't need multiple versions of that. These are kinds of questions that you can ask yourself when you're thinking about what to get rid of. I know it can be scary to get rid of things and throw things away, because the last thing you want to do is get rid of something and then you need to rebuy it, or you feel bad that you got rid of it. That's why I think the box that I mentioned at the beginning is a really helpful way to sort of gauge if you truly need that item. If you just start small, just pick one drawer, pick your utensil drawer and start there. You don't have to go do your entire kitchen all at once. Just pick one drawer and say, I'm gonna declutter this drawer today. Try to apply some of these tips and see how it goes. You don't have to go crazy. Just start small, and you got to start somewhere, right? Those are my tips on simplifying your kitchen, and those are the items that I think that you don't need. So let me know in the comments below if you have tried any of these tips, if you're going to try any of them, or if you have items in your kitchen that you found you don't need. What are they? I would love to know, because I'm always trying to sort of simplify things and make it easier to keep my kitchen tidier, clutter-free, and cleaner. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.